Hey, we're back at you guys with another video. Dude, I love doing videos with this guy. He's awesome. So, in this one, we want to talk a little bit more about like retirement, different retirement accounts, 401k, IRA, things like that. Maybe what he's using for his retirement, the importance of setting these kinds of accounts up, talk a little bit about Social Security, and then maybe talk about where you can get a little bit more information about things like the 401k. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it off to you again.
All right. Again, my name is Alex Baller, guys. I'm just going to be talking, like Spencer said, I'm just going to be reviewing. Everything I'm going to say is my personal opinion on benefits that you could obtain for positive things that you could have for retirement. So I briefly want to touch on a couple ideas. 401k I think is one of the most important essentials to retirement. A lot of employers offer it. Typically, employers that offer will have some sort of matching system. So, it's really great. If you don't know what a 401k is, essentially what that is, it is an interest-bearing account for your retirement. It's not something you can withdraw on at all. Typically, when you're retiring around the age of 55 is when you can make those withdrawals. But again, it's more of an account, so it's something that you make allotments to, and it's not, the taxes don't come out of it until you retire, which is nice. So in my personal example, my employer offers my 401k. I have a percentage that comes out of my paycheck that directly deposits to it, and they match that percentage. So I make of a high percentage as I possibly can to deposit into it, and that to me is one of the most important essentials to retirement. I'm involved in that, as well as there's other things that you can do, such as interest-bearing accounts, like money market accounts, higher savings that typical banks and credit unions offer. And if your employer doesn't offer a 401k, like I said, a lot of financial institutions do, and they're always, whenever you walk in, they're always happy to either set one up or get you more educated on that. So
now, is that the 401k or the IRA? Like, if your employer doesn't offer a 401k and you went to do your own account, would that be a 401k still, or would it be an IRA?
No, it would be a 401. You can still do a 401k. 401k and IRA are two different types of savings accounts that are penalized for withdrawals, meaning they're not something that's fluid like a normal bank account would be. So that's just one alternative. Another, Social Security is something that people are getting when they retire. Basically, you pay taxes, and then when you retire, you get this Social Security, but it's, I really don't like the fact, this is my personal opinion again, I don't think that Social Security is something, if you want to be truly successful in your retirement, I don't think it's something that you should rely on. I don't have a lot of positive things to say about the future of Social Security. It could be a small benefit to when you retire, but I really wouldn't rely on it too much. And so, those are some savings accounts, IRAs. That's really, really important to me. And like I said, typically your employer will match those, and if you don't have one already, you can go to financial institution, banks, credit unions. They do offer them.
So what would you say about, like, when should people get started with this stuff?
You need to start as soon as possible.
You need to start yesterday.
Yeah,
you should already be started.
You should have already had one. I'm only 21 years old. I already feel behind. I've had mine for about a year, and so I already feel behind in that. In our generation, being younger, I would say for the mass majority, do not know enough about these 401ks. You need to get information as soon as possible, and you need to have one set up, because when you have that now and you have it for the future, you have it for 30, 40 years, 50 years accruing money, you will be so set when you retire. You'll thank yourself. I promise you'll thank yourself.
And another thing too that a lot of people will do, because some people don't make very much money. A lot of people don't make very much money, especially when you're younger. And so you don't like the idea of getting your paycheck and then just having to put some away for 30 years from now. You get the money, you want to go spend it. You want to go buy new shoes and do those kinds of things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what a lot of people will do to kind of get used to the depositing money into these retirement accounts is they'll start maybe like, hey, I'm just going to start this month by doing like 4% of my income or 5% of my income. And then next month I'll do 7%, 8%. And then you kind of like slowly get used to it, and then you don't really notice it. And that just becomes the standard. It's like you're putting $50, $100, $200, however much money you make into this account each month. And like he was saying, dude, when you're 55, 60 years old and you've got, a couple $100,000 saved up that you've been saving for the last 30 years, you're going to be so happy that you did that, when there's going to be plenty of people that are either A, don't have the account, or B, are relying on Social Security. And not to say that that's not going to be there, or that's, not going to help you out or anything, but we personally don't think that would be like the only thing that you should be relying on, you know, especially
Definitely.
if you want to live a comfortable lifestyle in retirement. I mean, it's just not going to be enough, you know. So you got to start thinking about these things, whether you're 14 or you're, you know, 35. It doesn't matter how old you are. You need to start as soon as you possibly can. And I would just, like I said, just get into it as soon as you can. And call the bank right now. Figure it out. Call whoever you bank with, whoever you have a brokerage account, whatever. Just get it figured out, you know. And that's another thing too. I mean, I don't want to get too off topic here, but if there's anything in your life, like as far as procrastination goes, don't wait, dude. Just start doing things. Like, don't think of like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to do this and it's gonna cost this much and I have to try. Just start. Just go. Just start doing things. You know, don't let all the little tiny details bog you down. You know what I mean? Like, just take action. Just start doing it, and then you'll be surprised at how many things you start getting done. And when you go throughout your day and you do one or two things, you know, don't just stop and be like, okay, well, I'm done for the day. It's 4 p.m. It's like, yeah, it's 4 p.m., dude. You still got 6-7 hours that you could be, you know, banging out other stuff. So, again, I don't want to get too off topic. I know this is supposed to be about the retirement stuff and all that stuff, but it just kind of goes hand in hand. It's like, don't procrastinate on this, you know, like, get started right now. Don't do it tomorrow or next week. Call them right now, figure it out, see what your options are, and get moving in that direction. So is there anything else that you want to say?
Just the same thing. You got to get on it yesterday. It's something that's super important, and you really will thank yourself in the end. And even other things that I've mentioned, just not the 401k, the accounts, you know, things like small investing, all these financial options that you can, it's the idea of just attaining money for that retainer when you're retiring. And so it builds up. You won't even notice it, these types of allotments and money that's coming out. I promise you won't even notice it. And so it'll make a real big difference in the long run. It's something that's essential for your positive future. And, you know, if you have a family, it's something that you will really thank yourself for.
And then real quick before we go, did you have anything else you wanted to say about the IRAs? Because I don't think we touched too much on that.
Yes, the IRA is basically what it is. It's alternative to a 401k, but it's the same ideas. The tax information, you know, as far as pre-tax, can be a little different than the 401k. And it's the same idea of putting that money in an interest-bearing account that is locked for a term. Usually it has a longer term, just like a 401k does, and you really can't make those types of withdrawals. It's great if you're wanting to earn more interest on the money you have. Not in basic accounts that banks offer, lower-level accounts, you really won't be earning that much interest. Really, I mean, you know, for at least me, the age I am, I never thought I would never expect to put my money in an account that would earn additional money for having my funds in that account. I would never think that that's even an option, because there just isn't any interest. So that's an alternative to saving as well.
Cool. Awesome. I love the information. And like I said, just get in contact with your financial institution and get started. No matter what age you are, start it now.
Right.
So anyways, all right, guys, thanks for your time.
Go out and do it.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Have a good one.
Tonight we're coming alive. And our hands will touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive. From the dust we